Good morning and welcome to a special OakCrest Insight. Now, I don't want to make this one about the news, but it's normal as an investor to really kind of be concerned about the implications of war in Ukraine right now. I just returned from a conference with over 200 other advisors and have been on about 10 Zoom calls with economists and managers the last few weeks. I say this because Putin is a man with a plan, but no one really knows what he's going to do in his timeline to do that. By the time we get this through compliance, new developments are going to come out and news will continue to come out. So I don't want to make today about predictions, but here is what I'm hearing on how this will affect your investments. Now, in January, the markets dropped with news of the Fed raising interest rates and inflation. The markets then recovered about 6% off the January lows. And now we have Russia invading Ukraine, causing the markets to drop again over the last week. The main headline I hear from our meetings is that this war will have little change to the U.S. economic outlook as Russia barely tops the top 30 of U.S. trade partners. Now, European countries will be more impacted, and it's going to be far greater, though, than the U.S. You've probably heard of Russia being a major supplier of energy, but Russia is the commodities superstore. They are the major supplier of wheat, and Ukraine is the largest producer of corn. Depending on outcomes, this could have a drastic effect on the cost to put food on your table. So here's a graph showing the reaction to different markets this past week as Russia invaded Ukraine. A couple key highlights. The S&P 500 fell only slightly, but Thursday was positive, and Friday saw the S&P up over 1.5%. Europe, and more specifically Russia, fell almost 39% during this time last week, and commodity prices of wheat, corn, and natural gas spiked. So looking back at almost 50 years at more than 30 shocks, the U.S. stock market longer-term reaction ultimately is more impacted by the strength or weakness of the underlying economic fundamentals. So what do the fundamentals look like coming into this for the U.S.? They remain strong and solid. The U.S. economy is still poised for expansion. We are seeing further reopening and easing of restrictions from COVID, and retail sales are off to a strong start, posting the biggest monthly gain in January since stimulus checks went out. The labor market is resilient, and more important is that more than 75% of the earnings reported from companies in the S&P 500 are higher than expected. Now, markets tend to be resilient when fundamentals are strong. And the fundamentals and earnings performance are the key themes on why the outlook for the U.S. economy hasn't changed. Now, with all this being said, I didn't want to make this a prediction of what will or will not happen, but more on the reminder of the resiliency of the markets. So here's a graph showing the markets since 2008. This is a reminder of the importance of calm, even when the media and all these things around us are creating a lot of noise. The media focuses on causing us anxiety, and this is a reminder that we're here for you. This is a reminder that I'm here for you, and if you want to have a quick or a long caller meeting to talk about the markets, or really whatever's on your mind, we're here. We've seen crises before. You've seen crises before, and we're here to keep you focused as there will always be ups and downs in the markets. So feel free to call or email us to talk more about your specific accounts. I hope this was helpful and a reminder that we're in this together and constantly monitoring your accounts. We look forward to seeing you next month on OakCrest Insight.